Hey coin fans and treasure hunters, welcome to World Rare Coins, the place where history, mystery, and massive value collide in the world of rare US coins. If you think a quarter is just pocket change, think again. Here, we uncover hidden gems, minting mistakes, and mind-blowing stories behind coins that collectors dream about. Ready to discover coins that could change your life? Then stick around, because you're about to enter the thrilling world of rare coins like never before. Let's get started. Top 1 today, we are diving deep into the 1999 Pennsylvania State Quartered AT. First glance, it looks like just another coin, shiny, small, and easy to overlook. But what if I told you that one of these seemingly ordinary quarters could be hiding a jaw-dropping secret? Yes, one special version of this 1999 Pennsylvania quarter has been reported to be worth tens of thousands of dollars, and in some rare cases, even more. So buckle up and stay with us until the very end as we uncover what makes this coin so rare, why collectors are obsessed with it, and how you might just have a hidden treasure sitting in your coin jar. Let's start with the basics. In 1999, the United States Mint launched one of its most ambitious and popular programs ever, the 50 State Quarters program. Over the course of 10 years, each state in the U.S. would be honored with its own unique quarter design, released in the order they joined the Union. Pennsylvania was the second state quarter released, following Delaware, and it quickly became a favorite among collectors. The Pennsylvania quarter features a beautifully detailed design. On the reverse side, you'll see an outline of the state, the statue Commonwealth holding a staff and ribbon, and the state motto, Virtue, Liberty, Independence. It's not just a coin. It's a miniature monument to Pennsylvania's proud legacy as one of America's founding states. The detail is crisp, the symbolism is strong, and for most people, that's where the story ends. But for keen-eyed collectors, the real treasure lies beneath the surface. Literally, because not all 1999 Pennsylvania quarters were created equal. Let's talk about what makes a coin truly rare and valuable. It all comes down to a few key factors: low mintage, historical significance, pristine condition, and most importantly, errors. That's right, mint errors. Those tiny slip-ups in the minting process that were never supposed to happen. These unintentional mistakes are what collectors live for. Why? Because they're one-of-a-kind, often unrepeatable, and can skyrocket a coin's value from a mere 25 cents to tens of thousands of dollars. The 1999 Pennsylvania State Quarter has become legendary in the coin collecting world for a few specific error types. First, let's talk about the double die error. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin shifts slightly between strikes, creating a duplicate image. It may be subtle, but once spotted, usually in the lettering or date, it's unmistakable. A double die on a state quarter from this era is incredibly rare, and collectors pay a hefty premium to own one. Then there's the off-center strike, where the coin's design is not perfectly aligned during minting. This error leads to a coin where part of the design is missing, shifted to one side, or sometimes even cut off. While it may look flawed to the untrained eye, off-center errors are considered gems in the numismatic world. Another rare and valuable error is the planchet error, when the coin is struck on a blank intended for another denomination or material, such as a dime or even a foreign coin. These wrong planchet errors are extremely rare, and when they occur on state quarters, they become almost mythical among collectors. And let's not forget the famous clad layer missing error. Normally, state quarters are made with a copper core and a clad layer of nickel. But some rare coins were struck missing this outer layer, exposing the copper underneath and giving the coin an unusual and eye-catching look. If this happens to a 1999 Pennsylvania quarter and it's authenticated by a reputable grading service, like PCGS or NGC, you're looking at a small fortune. Now imagine a 1999 Pennsylvania quarter with not just one, but possibly two of these errors. Maybe it's a double die with a clad layer issue. Maybe it's off-center and struck on the wrong planchet. These rare combinations are exactly what make this coin worth hunting for. But rarity isn't just about errors. Condition matters a lot. A coin in mint state condition, meaning it has never been in circulation, has no scratches or handling marks, and maintains its original luster, is far more valuable than one that's been in pockets and wallets for decades. These top-tier coins are graded on a scale of 1 to 70, and a Pennsylvania quarter graded at MS 68 or higher is a true rarity. Now here's the exciting part: a pristine, error-bearing 1999 Pennsylvania state quarter, graded by a professional service, authenticated, and verified, has been known to fetch as much as $87,000. Yes, you heard that right. 87,000 United States dollars for a single quarter. Let that sink in. That little coin at the bottom of your drawer, the one you tossed aside as just another piece of spare change, it could be worth more than a luxury car, more than a year's salary. All because of a tiny mistake at the US Mint, frozen in time on a 25-cent coin. So what should you do now? Simple. Start checking your quarters. Look for the 1999 Pennsylvania design. Examine it closely under good lighting or with a magnifying glass. Look for doubling in the text or date. Check for off-center images. Inspect the edges for signs of a missing clad layer. And if you spot anything suspicious or beautiful, don't rush to sell. Get it authenticated first. Reach out to a certified coin grading service and have your coin professionally evaluated. Because if you're one of the lucky ones, if your quarter is one of the rare few, you could be sitting on a life-changing piece of American history. Coin collecting is more than a hobby. It's a journey through time, a connection to the stories behind the currency we use every day, and sometimes it's a gateway to unexpected fortune. So keep your eyes open, keep collecting, and never underestimate the power of pocket change. Top 2, we're talking about the United States Maryland State Quarter from the year 2000. At first glance, it might seem like just another quarter in the iconic 50 state quarters series, but don't be fooled. There are certain versions of this coin, hiding in plain sight, that are turning heads in the collector world. And if you're lucky enough to have one of the rarest types in your collection, your 25-cent coin might just be worth more than your car, your rent, and maybe even your entire savings account. So stick around, because in this video we're diving deep into the 2000 Maryland quarter, its stunning design, the hidden errors that can make it a collector's dream, and of course, the astonishing value that one rare version of this coin has been reported to reach. Let's begin by appreciating what this coin represents. The Maryland State Quarter was released in 2000 as part of the U.S. Mint's groundbreaking 50 State Quarters program. This series celebrated each state with a unique design that captured its culture, history, and spirit. For Maryland, the quarter features the historic State House Dome in Annapolis, the oldest state capitol still in continuous legislative use. Surrounding the dome are two branches of white oak, the state tree, forming a graceful wreath. Beneath it, the word Maryland and the state's proud nickname, the Old Line State. Now, this design isn't just beautiful, it's symbolic. The State House Dome stands tall as a tribute to American history. This very building once served as the nation's capital, and it's where George Washington famously resigned as Commander-in-Chief. That means the Maryland Quarter doesn't just carry monetary value. It carries the weight of history, leadership, and heritage in the palm of your hand. But as always with coins, the real excitement comes when things don't go exactly as planned. Because among the millions of Maryland quarters produced in the year 2000, a handful contain minting errors so rare that collectors are scrambling to find them. And that's what turns this simple piece of currency into a potential gold mine. Let's take a closer look at the types of errors that make this coin truly special. Point 1, of the most sought-after mistakes is the double die error. This occurs when the die that stamps the coin shifts slightly between strikes, creating a subtle but visible doubling effect, especially on the words or date. On the Maryland quarter, doubling might appear on the word Maryland, the phrase the Old Line State, or even on the intricate lines of the oak leaves. These aren't cosmetic blemishes. They're mint-made miracles that can make a coin dramatically more valuable. Another rare and exciting error is the off-center strike. Imagine a coin where the design doesn't quite sit in the center, where part of the image or lettering is missing because it was struck incorrectly. These off-center quarters are not only instantly recognizable, but incredibly appealing to collectors who specialize in error coins. The more off-center the strike, without cutting off key features like the date, the more desirable and valuable the coin becomes. Then we have the clad layer missing error, one of the most visually striking. Normally, quarters are made from a copper core with outer layers of nickel. But sometimes, during production, that top layer doesn't make it onto the coin. The result? A quarter that looks almost like it's made of bronze or dull copper. If you've ever seen a quarter with a brownish hue or missing shine, don't dismiss it. It might be one of these elusive errors. Even more rare is the wrong planchet error, where a quarter design is accidentally struck onto a blank intended for another denomination, like a penny or a foreign coin. These types of errors are like lightning strikes, incredibly rare, but undeniable once discovered. If you find a Maryland quarter that feels lighter, looks oddly colored, or has unusual thickness, it could be one of these rare treasures. Now let's talk about grading and condition, because even an error coin won't reach its full value unless it's in good shape. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with MS, mint state, grades of 65 and above considered very high. An MS 68 or MS 69 error coin is considered ultra rare. These coins have never been in circulation and show no wear, no scratches, no fingerprints, nothing but perfection. Combine this kind of condition with a serious mint error, and you've got yourself a potential jackpot. So, what does this all mean for you? It means that every time you pick up a Maryland quarter from the year 2000, you could be holding much more than just pocket change. You could be holding a valuable piece of American history, possibly one of the rare error coins that collectors around the world are chasing. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. How much is one of these rare Maryland state quarters actually worth? Well, a typical circulated Maryland quarter is worth face value, just 25 cents. Even a standard uncirculated one might go for a few dollars. But if you happen to have one of those extremely rare versions, with a dramatic mint error in exceptional condition and graded by a top-tier service like PCGS or NGC, then you're talking about serious money. In fact, a rare Maryland state quarter from the year 2000, featuring a verified mint error and in mint state condition, has been known to reach an unbelievable value of $85,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. 85,000 United States dollars for a single state quarter. That's the kind of discovery that turns ordinary collectors into legends and everyday change into once-in-a-lifetime treasure. So before you toss that quarter into a vending machine or let it fall between the couch cushions, take a closer look. You never know what kind of fortune might be hiding in plain sight. Top 3, we're talking about a true sleeper in the coin world, the Florida State Quarter from 2004. It's a coin that millions of people have held, spent, or saved without ever realizing its hidden value. But under the right conditions, with the right error, and in the right hands, this humble 25-cent piece could transform into a collector's treasure worth tens of thousands of dollars. So settle in, grab your favorite magnifying glass, and stay with us until the very end, because you won't believe just how valuable one rare version of this Florida quarter has become. Let's start by setting the scene. In 2004, the United States Mint released the Florida State Quarter as part of its widely celebrated 50 State Quarters program. This series ran from 1999 through 2008 and aimed to honor each U.S. state with a unique design on the back of the quarter. It was a numismatic journey across America, and Florida's turn came in the program's 6th year. Now, the design of the 2004 Florida quarter is packed with history and symbolism. On the reverse, you'll find a Spanish galleon sailing through the open sea, a space shuttle launching into orbit, and 2 sabal palm trees, the state tree of Florida, framing the scene. It's a perfect blend of old and new. The galleon represents the early European explorers who arrived on Florida's shores, while the space shuttle reflects Florida's long-standing role in modern exploration through NASA's Kennedy Space Center. This design isn't just beautiful. It tells the story of a state that's been a gateway to both the past and the future. From conquistadors to astronauts, Florida has been a launch pad in every sense of the word. But here's where it gets really interesting. Most people see a Florida quarter and think, nice design, and move on. But collectors? They see a puzzle waiting to be solved. Because within the massive number of these coins that were minted, a few rare and extraordinary errors slipped through the cracks. And it's those coins that can be worth a small fortune today. Let's talk about what makes a coin like the 2004 Florida quarter so special in the eyes of collectors. First up, minting errors. These are the holy grail for coin collectors. They're not mistakes in design or condition caused by wear and tear. These are flaws that happened right at the U.S. Mint during the coin's production. And because they're unintentional, they're incredibly rare and often extremely valuable. One of the most sought-after errors on the Florida State Quarter is the double die error. This occurs when the coin is struck more than once with a misaligned die, causing a doubling effect on letters, numbers, or design features. If you look closely at a double die Florida quarter, you might see a faint but undeniable duplicate outline, often on the words Florida, Gateway to Discovery, or even the sails of the galleon. These errors are hard to spot with the naked eye, but can be worth big bucks if authenticated. Another error that has driven collectors wild is the off-center strike. This is exactly what it sounds like. The coin's design is struck too far to one side, leaving a portion of the coin blank and another area distorted. The more off-center the strike, without compromising the date or key design elements, the more desirable the coin becomes. Then there's the clad layer missing error. Quarters are typically made of a copper core sandwiched between layers of nickel. But in rare cases, the outer layer isn't applied correctly, and the coin ends up looking like a dull copper disc. It's an eye-catching anomaly, and when found on a Florida State quarter, it instantly becomes a high-priority collectible. And for the truly lucky few, there's the wrong planchet error. A Florida quarter struck on a blank mint for another denomination, like a dime or a foreign coin. These mistakes are not only extremely rare, but also highly sought after because they offer a unique glimpse into the minting process gone wrong. Now, all of these errors by themselves are rare and valuable. But what if your Florida quarter has multiple errors? Imagine a coin that's off-center, struck with a double die, and missing its clad layer. That kind of combination is like striking gold in the coin world. But rarity doesn't end with the error itself. Condition is key. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect mint state. A Florida quarter with a mint error that also receives a high grade, like MS 67 or MS 68, from respected grading agencies such as PCGS or NGC, can be worth dramatically more than one with the same error in a worn condition. Coins in this category are often found sealed in protective holders, never touched by human hands, and sparkling with original lustered S. Oh, here's the big question. How much can a 2004 Florida State quarter be worth if it has the right combination of rarity, condition, and error? Well, the vast majority of these coins are worth their face value, 25 cents. Even an uncirculated Florida quarter in typical condition might fetch a few dollars. But when you combine a dramatic mint error with a top-tier grade from a professional grading service, that's when the real magic happens. In one truly remarkable case, a rare 2004 Florida quarter featuring an exceptional minting error and graded in nearly flawless condition has been known to reach an eye-popping value of $83,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. A simple quarter, just 25 cents at face value. But with the right error and preserved in pristine condition, it became worth more than some brand new luxury cars. Think about that. You could have a coin in your collection, in your change jar, or even in your wallet right now that could completely change your life. That's the power of coin collecting. It's not just a hobby. It's a hunt, a mystery, and sometimes a windfall. So before you toss your change into the nearest machine or leave your quarters lying around, take a closer look. Especially at those Florida quarters from 2004. Inspect the lettering, the date, the edges. Look for signs of doubling, misalignment, unusual coloring, or even just a strange weight or texture. And if you think you found something special, don't rush. Get it looked at by a reputable coin grading service. Have it authenticated, graded, and protected because you never know when a 25-cent coin could turn into something extraordinary. We are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in the State Quarter series, the 2007 Wyoming State Quarter. Now, this coin might not seem like much at first glance. In fact, to the average person, it might even look simple. But as any experienced collector will tell you, sometimes it's the simplest designs that hide the biggest surprises. Stick around, because we're about to uncover what makes this coin so unique, the types of rare errors that can send its value soaring, and the unbelievable price one of these quarters has been known to reach. Now let's talk about the coin itself. Released in 2007 as part of the U.S. Mint's legendary 50 State Quarters program, the Wyoming quarter was the 44th coin in the series, honoring the 44th state to join the Union. Its design is striking in its simplicity, a silhouette of a bucking horse and rider, with the phrase "the Equality State" underneath. That image is more than just a cool scene from a rodeo. It's a tribute to Wyoming's identity. a rugged land of independence, wild beauty, and bold spirit. Fun fact: Wyoming was the first state to grant women the right to vote, earning it the nickname the Equality State. That alone makes this coin historically significant. But historical meaning isn't the only thing that gets collectors excited. What really gets the numismatic world buzzing is rarity, especially when it comes from minting mistakes. Yes, you heard that right. A coin that came out wrong from the US Mint can actually be worth far more than one that's flawless. Because these kinds of mint errors are rare. And rarity, in the world of coin collecting, equals value. So what kinds of errors should you be looking for in the Wyoming quarter? Let's start with one of the most famous, the missing clad layer error. Most modern quarters are made from a copper core with a thin outer layer of nickel. But in rare cases, the nickel layer doesn't make it onto the coin, leaving it with a coppery appearance that almost looks like a penny. When this error happens on a 2007 Wyoming quarter, it turns an ordinary coin into a collector's dream. Another eye-catching error is the double die error. This happens when the coin's image is struck more than once, but slightly out of alignment. It's like seeing a ghostly shadow or a duplicate image, especially on the date, the lettering, or the writer's silhouette. These doubling effects are subtle, but unmistakable once you know what to look for. Double die Wyoming quarters are among the most sought after by error collectors. Next, let's talk about the off-center strike. A perfectly struck coin will have its design centered, clean, and crisp. But sometimes, the coin is struck too far to one side. That leaves part of the design missing and a portion of the coin blank. The more dramatic the off-center strike, and the more intact the date and mint mark, the more valuable the coin becomes. But there's one more error that's so rare, it's almost mythical: the wrong planchet error. This happens when a Wyoming state quarter is accidentally struck on a blank intended for a completely different coin, like a nickel, a dime, or even a foreign coin. This kind of error results in the wrong metal, the wrong size, and sometimes an odd shape or color. These wrong planchet quarters are extremely rare and can sell for huge amounts at auction. And here's where it gets even more exciting. Imagine a Wyoming quarter with multiple errors. For example, a double die that's also off-center, or a missing clad layer on a coin struck on the wrong planchet. These combinations are incredibly rare, but they do exist. And when they're found, they create a massive buzz in the coin collecting world. But it's not just about the error. It's about the condition of the coin. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC assign coins a grade from 1 to 70. The higher the number, the better the condition. An MS 67 or MS 68 Wyoming quarter with a verified mint error can skyrocket in value. Even coins with common errors can sell for hundreds of dollars if they're in pristine, mint state condition. Coins that have never been in circulation, never been touched by bare hands, and still have their original mint luster are in a league of their own. Oh, how do you know if your Wyoming quarter is valuable? Start by checking the date. Make sure it's a 2007 quarter with the distinctive bucking bronco design. Then look closely. Use a magnifying glass if you need to. Examine the details. Look for doubling in the letters, any off-center striking, or discoloration that might hint at a missing layer. If it looks unusual, don't ignore it. Take it seriously, and whatever you do, don't clean the coin. Cleaning a coin can actually damage it and lower its value significantly. If you suspect you've found something rare, your best move is to send it to a professional coin grading service. They'll examine, authenticate, and certify it, giving you the evidence you need to prove your coin's value. So, how much can a Wyoming quarter be worth? Most 2007 Wyoming quarters in circulated condition are worth just face value. Even uncirculated ones might only fetch a few dollars unless they have something really special. But when you add in a significant mint error, combine it with an exceptional grade, and get it officially certified, then the value can climb to unbelievable heights. And that brings us to the moment you've been waiting for. A rare version of the 2007 Wyoming state quarter, featuring a dramatic mint error and graded in near-perfect mint state condition, has been known to reach the staggering value of $81,000. Yes, that's right. A single quarter. Just 25 cents at face value. But with the right error and the right preservation, it became worth more than most luxury vehicles or college tuition. So next time you see a Wyoming quarter, don't pass it by. That simple little coin could be hiding a massive secret. Check your change, dig through your old collections, and look carefully. Because sometimes, the most valuable treasures are the ones hiding in plain sight. Top 5, we're diving deep into a coin that many people have seen, but few truly understand. The 2014 Shenandoah National Park quartered at first glance. This coin might seem like just another entry in the America the Beautiful series. But hidden within a small number of these coins are minting errors so rare and unique that they can turn this simple 25-cent piece into a collector's jackpot. In today's video, we're going to uncover the stories, secrets, and hidden value of the Shenandoah quarter. So don't go anywhere, because by the time we're done, you'll be looking at your spare change in a whole new way. Let's start with the basics. The Shenandoah National Park quarter was released in 2014 as part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a stunning follow-up to the 50-state quarters program. This particular coin honors the breathtaking landscapes of Shenandoah National Park in Virginia, a place known for its sweeping mountain vistas, endless hiking trails, and peaceful wilderness. The coin's reverse design features a hiker standing on the edge of a rocky overlook, gazing into the expansive valley below. It captures a moment of solitude, awe, and connection with nature, something millions of people have experienced in the Blue Ridge Mountains. And right there on the coin, etched forever in metal, is that moment of wonder. Now, while the design itself is beautiful, and many collectors keep these coins for that reason alone, there's more to this coin than just artistic merit. Some Shenandoah quarters are worth far more than face value. But why? It comes down to 3 key things: rarity, errors, and condition. Let's talk about rarity first. Unlike some earlier quarters in the state series, Shenandoah quarters weren't produced in massive numbers for circulation. Although they were distributed widely, they weren't hoarded in the same way. Many people spent them without a second thought. So finding one in uncirculated condition is already somewhat uncommon. But that's only the beginning, because then there are the errors. This is where things get really exciting for collectors. Minting errors are mistakes that happen during the production process. They are unintentional, unpredictable, and in many cases, incredibly valuable. And yes, there are several known errors associated with the Shenandoah quarter that have made headlines in the collector world. Let's break down some of the most fascinating ones. First up, the double die error. This occurs when a coin is struck more than once by the die, but with a slight misalignment. On the Shenandoah quarter, you might see this in the hiker's legs, the ridge line, or even in the inscriptions like Shenandoah, Virginia, or the date. These double impressions are subtle, but if you know what to look for, they stand out like a sore thumb, and collectors go crazy for them. Next, we have the off-center strike. Normally, the design of a coin is perfectly centered. But if the blank planchet isn't lined up correctly when struck, part of the design will be shifted off the edge, leaving a blank area on the coin. The more off-center the strike, while still retaining a full date and mint mark, the more desirable the coin becomes. Then there's the clad layer missing error. Most modern quarters are made of a copper core with outer layers of nickel. But in rare cases, the nickel layer is missing, leaving the coin with a copper-toned surface that looks completely different from a normal quarter. These coins have a distinct reddish-brown color and a rougher texture, and they're instantly recognizable once you know what to look for. Perhaps the most jaw-dropping of all errors is the wrong planchet strike. This happens when a quarter design is accidentally stamped onto a blank mint for another denomination, like a dime or a foreign coin. When this happens, the entire size, weight, and appearance of the coin can be drastically different. These are extraordinarily rare, and when verified, they command incredible prices at auction. And let's not forget the more subtle but equally interesting die cracks, cuts, and strike-through errors, where foreign material like grease or cloth interferes with the design during minting. These errors give the coin a warped or unusual appearance and are prized by collectors for their uniqueness. Now, let's talk about grading and condition, because even the most dramatic error won't reach its full value unless the coin is well preserved. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70 by professional grading services like PCGS and NGC. A coin that is uncirculated and flawless might receive a grade of MS 65, MS 67, or even higher. Coins with grades above MS 66 are considered very high quality and are rare in circulation. Combine that with a mint error, and you have a recipe for a truly valuable coin. So how do you know if your Shenandoah quarter might be worth something? Start by pulling out any 2014 quarters and looking for the word Shenandoah on the back. Check for odd coloring, doubled images, or design shifts. Use a magnifier or jeweler's loupe to carefully inspect the lettering and the hiker's silhouette. If something looks off, it might be worth sending the coin in for professional grading. And whatever you do, don't clean the coin. That could reduce its value dramatically. Now, we know what you're thinking. This all sounds amazing, but what kind of value are we really talking about here? Well, while most Shenandoah quarters are worth face value, and some uncirculated versions might fetch a few bucks, the true stars of the show, the rare error coins in pristine condition, have sold for staggering prices in the collector market. And in one incredible case, a Shenandoah quarter featuring an exceptional mint error paired with a near-perfect grade from a top-tier grading agency was valued at a jaw-dropping $79,000. Yes, you heard that right. A single quarter, just 25 cents at face value. But because of a rare error and exceptional condition, that coin is now worth 79,000 United States dollars. The next time you receive change, don't ignore the quarters. Check the dates, inspect the designs, and take a second to really look. That ordinary-looking coin might just be your hidden treasure. Thanks for joining us on another incredible coin adventure. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more rare coin stories, and tap that bell icon so you don't miss the next valuable discovery. Until then, keep searching, stay curious, and happy collecting.